What's going on, everyone? Scott Gelber here from SRG Marketing, and in this video we're going to talk about how to set up your Google Ads conversion tracking using HubSpot and Google Tag Manager. So what I want to talk about in this guide is, first of all, why setting up conversion tracking is so foundational to having success with Google Ads. I want to show you what's the right way to set up Google Ads, and then I'm going to show you step by step how to set it up in Google Tag Manager so that you're getting very accurate conversions and you're really collecting the right data to make the right decisions. So let's jump into it. Before I jump into it, why listen to me? Well, I am the founder of SRG Marketing, and just a little bit about us. We help B2B SaaS startups generate more inbound sales meetings through paid ads. And the primary channel we do that through is Google Ads. So we've been doing this for quite a while. We work with a lot of Series A and Series B SaaS startups. And over the last 12 months, we've helped them generate over $3 million in inbound pipeline. So we've had a good track record here. And one of the key successes to that is because we've been able to take a data-driven approach. And in order to take a data-driven approach, you have to set up the infrastructure to be able to report on the right data. So this isn't always so easy in Google Ads. So I'm going to walk through how you do this and how you're collecting the right data that's accurate so that you can make the right decisions based on the data and ultimately optimize your campaigns to improve the ROI of them and reduce wasted spend. So before we jump into how to do it, let's just talk about why conversion tracking is so important. So there's really two main reasons I think conversion tracking is foundational to a successful Google Ads campaign. The first is just being able to make optimizations based on data. So to me, Google Ads is a game of doubling down and cutting things based on what the data is telling you. So unless you are getting the right conversions in Google Ads and you're actually able to see the data accurately, it's hard to make those decisions. And with Google Ads, there's so many things you can optimize based on. You could optimize based on keywords. You could optimize based on the location that people are in. You can optimize based on the gender, the age, the income range, the devices. Are they, purchasing on mobile versus desktop? So there's so much you can do to cut and optimize and refine your campaign, so you're only spending money on the people who are most likely to request a demo on your website. But if you don't have this conversion tracking set up, and a lot of people either don't have it set up or they have it set up wrong, then you can't do these things, and you're missing out on so many opportunities to refine your campaigns further. And the other thing is, a lot of times people just have this set up wrong. So if you have this set up wrong, then you're collecting the wrong data. And if you're collecting the wrong data, then you might be making these optimizations based on the wrong numbers. So having this set up correctly, having the data being accurate, is super important to success with Google Ads. The second thing is, if you want to be using Google's smart bidding features, so for example, Google has AI tools that can optimize to get you more conversions or optimize to get you more clicks. And you don't always want to use those, but if you do, the way Google does that is it takes the data it's getting from your account and optimizes based on that data. So if you're pulling in the wrong data, or you're not pulling this in, if you're not pulling it in, you just can't do it, right? And it's a missed opportunity. If you're recording the conversions wrong and getting the wrong data, then you're going to tell Google, hey, go get me more of these conversions, when in reality they're not even right. So again, having the data correct helps you plug in the right data to Google, and then that helps leveraging these tools that can help you just get more conversions. So it's pretty foundational to your campaigns. And the first step is just setting this up. But the best way to do this is, if you're using HubSpot, is to record conversions when the HubSpot form is filled out. So what a lot of people do in B2B SaaS is they record the conversion when someone visits the demo request thank you page. So and it makes sense, right? Someone fills out the form, they go to the thank you page. If they visit that thank you page, technically what that means is right, they became a demo request. So it's not a terrible way of of recording conversions, but it's not fully accurate, and there's better ways. Because, for example, people can go back to that page. Your team can go visit that page to edit it. People can send that page to other people. So it can record more conversions than what you actually got. And what happens a lot of times is people will see a different number of conversions in Google Analytics to what's in Google Ads to what's in HubSpot, and they're confused. They're like, where do I look? Where's the right data? And they end up writing off the data. So what you can do is you can actually leverage HubSpot's triggers that they use to send data back to HubSpot in Google Tag Manager and send that to Google Analytics, so that all the data and all the platforms are accurate. And it takes a little bit more work to do this using Google Tag Manager, but setting this up is going to make you confident that your data is accurate and that you're bringing in the right conversions. And as I mentioned before, having the right conversions and the right data in your systems is just so important. So I'm going to jump into the platform in 2 seconds and show you exactly how to do this step by step, but I want to just give you a high level overview. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up a HubSpot listening event in Google Tag Manager. This is a tool for HubSpot to be able to understand who's on your website and listen for when form submissions occur. Then we're going to set up a data layer variable. We're going to set up the trigger so that it records conversions when HubSpot forms are submitted on your website. We're then going to send this all to Google Analytics 4 to create an event. Then we're going to create a goal in Google Analytics 4. And then lastly, we're going to import that goal in GA4 into Google Ads. And just to be clear, there's other ways to do this. You can send these triggers directly to Google Ads from Google Tag Manager if you want. But I like doing it this way because then we know that when HubSpot records a conversion, that same number is being recorded in GA4, and that same exact number is being recorded in Google Ads. So I really just like the synchronicity of all this, and it just helps make the data super clean and accurate. So anyway, let's jump into the account. So I'm going to go into Google Tag Manager, and I'm going to do this on my website. So the first thing you're going to want to do, and this video is not going to cover this, so the first thing you want to do is just make sure that you have the Google Tag and your Tag Manager account installed correctly on your website. So I'm not going to go into too much depth on how to do that. If you don't have this set up, there's going to be a link below for that video. Go watch that video and set up your Google Ads and Google Analytics tracking correctly, and then come back to this video. But just to quickly show you, what you'll want to do is you want to go to tagassistant.google.com, and what you want to do is just type in your URL here. I gotta add, and you'll click connect. And if you go back here and click continue, it's going to show you what tags are found on the website. And what you should see is a GTM tag, a Google Tag Manager tag, and it should match up with the one here. So let's just make sure it matches up. Yep. So that's an indicator that we're in the right account and it's already connected on the website. So again, if you don't have this set up correctly, go set it up, because none of this is going to work unless you have it set up. Okay, so now we're in the account. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to tags, and we're going to set up this HubSpot form listener. So let me put this over here. So we're going to go to new. We're going to call this HS form listener. The name doesn't really matter, but just name it something that you can remember. And then let me pull the code here. We're going to pull this code here. I'll put this in the description so you can have this. So what we're going to do is we're going to do tag configuration. We're going to do a custom HTML. We're going to paste that code, and we're going to trigger this on all pages. So basically what we're saying is we want HubSpot to use this listening feature on every page, so they know if any form is filled out, they can listen to it. So we're going to click save here. So that's step one. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a custom variable for the data layer. So we're going to go to variables. We're going to click come down here and click new. And we're going to name it HS form submission. So we're going to name this HS underscore form underscore submission. We're going to click on variable configuration. We're going to make this a data layer variable. And we're going to name this, let me get the code here, HS form GUID. I don't really know why we do this. This is just the way HubSpot recommends you set it up. So no explanation here, I would just do it. And then click save. So I already set this up, so it's already on there. So now we're going to set up our trigger. Let me go back here. And this is basically, we're going to say, whenever this certain trigger happens, this is when you want to send the event. So we're going to go new. We're going to click track submission, and we're going to do so we're going to click new. We're going to name this custom event HubSpot form submission. We're going to configure the trigger here by clicking. We're going to do a custom event, and we're going to name the event name HS form submission. And we're going to name this HubSpot form success. Click save. Lastly, what we're going to do, so now we have everything set up that we need. We're going to go back to tags, and we're going to send this data to Google Analytics 4. So we're going to go new, and we're going to do HS form submission, GA4. We're going to do tag configuration, and we're going to do Google Analytics, and we're going to do a Google Analytics GA4 event. And so what we're going to need is we're going to need the measurement ID. So I'm going to show you how to find that right now. So if you go into your Google Analytics account, you're going to go to settings, admin. You're going to go down to data collection and modifications under property settings, and you're going to click data stream. And you should have a data stream set up. And what you want to do is click on your data stream, and you'll get the measurement ID right here. So you're going to click copy. You're going to come back here. And what you're going to name this event is generate lead. And then what I like to do, and I think this is important, you're going to want to pass some event parameters. So what I would do is I would add a parameter here, and what I would add is the form ID. So the reason you want to do this is because what this event is going to do is going to send all form submissions inside of HubSpot, which is good, right? You want to see all conversions, but it's not going to tell you which conversions, which form they're filling out. And when you set up your Google Analytics and Ads conversion tracking, you're most likely going to want to track based on who fills out your contact form or your demo request form. So if you just use this alone, you're gonna track all leads, and you might not want that, right? Like if someone subscribes to your blog, that might not really be what you're looking for. So by passing the form ID, we can tell Google Ads and Google Analytics to also record specific conversions for demo requests or any form that you specifically want to track. So what you're going to do is you're going to make the form event parameter form ID, and then you're going to click on values here, and we're going to look for HS form submission. And that's it. And then we're going to click save. So what this is doing now is it's saying, it's basically saying, hold on, we gotta set the trigger. That's super important too. So, and we're gonna want to set the trigger to custom event HubSpot form submission, right? That's the trigger we set up. So basically what this trigger is saying is this is gonna trigger every time any HubSpot form is filled out. And then what we're saying here is whenever this happens, pass this event, generate lead as an event to Google Analytics. And in it, we're gonna include the form ID, so we know what form is filled out. So we'll click save, and then that's it. And then you're gonna hit submit and publish. And continue. And then that's set up. So just some notes here. It might take a little bit of time to see these conversions come into Google Analytics 4. Sometimes it takes 24 hours, sometimes it takes almost 48 hours. So if you're not seeing things right away, don't panic. If it's been 48 hours and you're not seeing things, you should probably check what's going on with your system. So now that we have this stuff sending to Google Analytics, let's go into Google Analytics and let's set up the custom events. So what we're going to do here is we're in Google Analytics. I'll just start from the top. So we're going to go back to admin, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to data display, and we're going to go to events. And what you're going to see is two things. One is we're going to create an event here. So we're going to go to create. So what we're going to do is we're going to name this generate lead, and we're going to make the event name equal HS form submission, and we want to keep this on copy parameters from the source event. So this is going to be an event that pulls in any form submission on your website from HubSpot. So we'll click create. And then the other one we want to create is, again, this is optional, but most likely what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create a conversion specifically for a specific form. And most likely that's going to be your contact form or your demo request form. So what we're going to do is we're going to create. You can name this whatever you want. I like to name it demo request. And what we're going to do is we're going to say the event value equals HS form submission. So now this is basically every form submission that HubSpot's doing. But then what you're going to do is you're going to add a second condition, and you're going to add a second parameter for form ID. And what you'll want to do is you'll want to go to HubSpot. And you're going to want to find the form that you want to track. So let's go to marketing, forms, and let's say hypothetically it's this form. So what you can do is you can come up here in the URL, and you'll see after form there's an ID here. This is the form ID. So what I would do is I would copy this, and I'll go back to analytics, and I'll paste that in, and I'll click create. So now I'm saying mark demo request goals as when someone fills out a form, and the ID of that form is the demo request form. So I'll click create. So now that we have these created, again, sometimes it takes 24 to 48 hours to populate, so you might not see it popping up here, but once that data starts coming in, you'll see this populated. And the next thing you want to do is just mark it as a key event. So, and the reason is the events can't be populated in Google Ads, but a key event can. So it's pretty simple. Once that pops up, you'll just want to click this to make it a key event. I'm going to turn that off, but that's how you do it. You just turn on the toggle, and it's super easy. So then the last thing you want to do is you want to, now that these are marked as key events, and again, this is going to take 24 to 48 hours, you just want to import these goals into Google Ads. So I'll show you how to do that. I'm not going to be able to show you exactly from my account because again, it hasn't been 24 hours yet. But what we will do is I'll just show you what this looks like. So if we're in Google Ads, let's just take this account for example. You're going to go to goals and conversions, and you're going to go to summary. You're going to go to create conversion action, and you're going to click here import. So you see here how you can see Google Analytics, Salesforce, offline lead conversion, whatever it is. We're going to import from GA4. So what I'm going to do is click Google Analytics 4 property. I'm going to click web. We're going to click continue. And then you can see here, right, all of those key events now have populated in here. So, so what you would do, like let's say it was HS form submission we wanted to, or make an appointment. You would just click, you'd select it, and you click import and continue. And then that's pretty much it. And then, so now the same thing that's marking conversions from HubSpot is connected to GA4, and then is also connected to Google Ads. So that's how you do it. It doesn't take too long, just takes a little bit of extra effort, but the data you're going to collect and the accuracy you're going to get is going to make a huge difference. So if you found this interesting, give this video a like. And if this is something you want help with or need help setting up or you don't have the time to do it, just click the link below and schedule time with me, and we can have a conversation around your advertising strategy and how to make sure you're set up to have a data-driven approach.